Welcome. Today, we'll explore how to design an effective English lesson using the I+1 principle. This approach, rooted in language acquisition theory, helps learners progress by introducing new material that's just slightly beyond what they already know. Our focus will be on beginner to low intermediate students, aiming to teach the present continuous tense. Let's see how familiar language can be leveraged to build confidence before moving into new territory. Ready to see how this works in practice? Let's dive in. Our lesson is designed for beginner to low intermediate English learners. These students already know basic vocabulary for everyday activities and can use simple, present tense verbs like eat, run, play, read, and walk. The teacher's goal is to introduce the present continuous tense, ensuring that learners understand most of the language being used. By starting with what students already know, we create a supportive environment for learning. The lesson begins by activating the language learners already know. The teacher presents familiar sentences such as, "The boy runs," "The woman cooks dinner," "The children play soccer," and "The man reads a book." Students review these sentences and confirm their meaning, building confidence and ensuring everyone is on the same page before moving forward. This step is crucial for setting a strong foundation. To reinforce understanding, learners are given a simple task. Read the sentences and answer questions like, "Who is running in the first sentence?" Or, "What are the children doing?" and "Which sentence describes someone reading?" This activity ensures that learners feel confident with the vocabulary before encountering new structures, setting them up for success in the next steps. Now, the teacher introduces the present continuous tense using familiar vocabulary. Sentences like, "The boy is running," "The woman is cooking dinner," "The children are playing soccer," and "The man is reading a book" are presented. Learners are encouraged to notice what has changed compared to the earlier sentences. This subtle shift introduces a new grammatical pattern while keeping the context familiar. Learners are prompted to compare two sets of sentences, "The boy runs" and "The boy is running." They are asked, "What difference do you notice?" This encourages them to identify that is and ing have been added to describe actions happening right now. This discovery process helps learners internalize the new structure more effectively. Through this comparison, learners realize that the present continuous tense uses the verb to be plus a verb ending in ing. This structure signals that the action is happening right now rather than being a general habit. By focusing on this difference, students can start to use the new tense in their own sentences. To make the new language more understandable, the teacher presents images showing people performing various actions. For example, a girl eating an apple, a boy riding a bicycle, a teacher writing on a board, and a family watching television. Learners read sentences describing these images, such as, "The girl is eating an apple." This visual support helps bridge the gap between old and new knowledge. Learners practice reading sentences that describe the images, such as, "The boy is riding a bicycle," and "The teacher is writing on the board." Because the vocabulary and context are familiar, the new grammatical structure remains understandable and accessible. This step reinforces the connection between language and meaning. Now, learners move into guided practice. In the first exercise, they complete sentences using the correct form of the verb. For example, "The boy, run." The correct answer is running. This activity gives learners a chance to apply the new structure in a controlled setting, building their confidence and accuracy. Learners continue with more sentence completion exercises. "The teacher, write on the board," and "The children, play in the park." The correct answers are is, writing, and are playing. These exercises reinforce the use of is or are with the ing verb form, helping learners internalize the present continuous tense. In the next activity, learners rewrite sentences in the present continuous tense. For example, "The dog eats food" becomes "The dog is eating food." This transformation helps students see how the new structure replaces the simple present tense to describe ongoing actions. Learners continue transforming sentences. "The woman reads a book" becomes "The woman is reading a book," and the students study English becomes, the students are studying English. This repeated practice helps solidify the new grammatical pattern in learners' minds. After practicing the new structure, learners are ready to use it in meaningful communication. They are given a scenario. Imagine watching a park through a window, where several activities are happening at the same time. This real-world context encourages learners to apply what they've learned in a practical way. Learners write 4 or 5 sentences describing what people are doing in the park. For example, a man is walking his dog, 2 children are playing with a ball, and a woman is sitting on a bench. This activity encourages learners to use the present continuous tense to describe real-world situations, making the new structure meaningful and relevant. This open-ended task allows learners to be creative, using the new structure to describe any activities they imagine. By connecting language to real-life scenarios, students are more likely to remember and use the present continuous tense outside the classroom. At the end of the lesson, learners reflect on their learning process. They consider questions like, which new grammar pattern did you learn in this lesson? And, how did the examples help you understand the new structure? This reflection helps consolidate learning and encourages students to think about how they learn best. Learners are also asked, why do you think teachers introduce only small amounts of new language at a time? This question highlights the importance of manageable learning steps. Introducing too much at once can overwhelm students, while small incremental changes help build confidence and mastery. This lesson exemplifies a key TESOL insight, providing comprehensible input that's just beyond the learner's current ability. By ensuring that most vocabulary is already known and only one new grammatical pattern is introduced, teachers create an environment where students can stretch their skills without feeling lost. The balance between familiar content and new challenges is at the heart of the I+1 principle. Learners feel secure because they recognize most of the language, but they're also pushed to grow by encountering something new. This balance is key to effective language teaching. The I+1 principle, developed by Stephen Krashen, suggests that language learners make the most progress when exposed to input that is just a little more advanced than their current level. In this lesson, I represents what learners already know, and +1 is the new structure being introduced. Imagine a staircase where each step represents a new piece of language knowledge. The I+1 principle encourages learners to move up one step at a time, ensuring steady progress without overwhelming them. This visual can help both teachers and students understand the value of incremental learning. By following the I+1 approach, learners are less likely to feel frustrated or lost. They build on what they already know, making new language more accessible and memorable. This method also boosts confidence as students experience regular success with each new step. Contextual support, such as images and familiar vocabulary, plays a crucial role in helping learners understand new structures. By connecting new grammar to real-life situations, teachers make abstract concepts concrete and relatable. Scaffolding is the process of providing temporary support to learners as they acquire new skills. In this lesson, scaffolding includes reviewing known language, providing examples, and offering guided practice. As learners gain confidence, the support is gradually removed, allowing them to use the new structure independently. A key part of this lesson is encouraging learners to notice the differences between old and new structures. By actively comparing sentences, students become more aware of how language works, which leads to deeper understanding and better retention. The lesson's communicative task, describing a park scene, gives learners a chance to use the present continuous tense in a meaningful way. This practical application helps bridge the gap between classroom learning and real-world use, making the new structure more relevant and memorable. Reflection is an important part of the learning process. By thinking about what they've learned and how they learned it, students become more aware of their progress and can set goals for future learning. Teachers can encourage this by asking reflective questions at the end of each lesson. To summarize, this lesson design uses the I+1 principle to introduce the present continuous tense. It starts with known language, introduces a single new structure, provides contextual support, and offers opportunities for practice and reflection. This approach ensures that learners are both challenged and supported throughout the lesson. Teachers can use the I+1 principle in any language lesson by identifying what learners already know and introducing just one new element at a time. With careful planning and plenty of support, students can make steady progress and gain confidence in their language skills.